Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aaron, with Evolution Daily. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you've yet to do so already. In this video, I am going to be explaining to you one of the biggest mistakes that guys make that have been doing game for a while and that are not seeing results, all right? So maybe you've been going out, you've been consistently doing day game, consistently doing night game, whatever it is, and you're just not seeing the results that you want. Well, they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, all right? So many guys that I've come across through my coaching or just guys that I've winged with or whatever it is, they have a very hard time with doing something that I've had to do over and over again in my game. And I'll give you a couple examples of things that I've had to do. They've had a very hard time with reinventing themselves, okay? Now, there's an air of wanting to be authentic within your interactions, wanting to be the highest version of your true self when you are out gaming, right? You want that. You don't want to have to be putting on a front, putting on a show, whatever that is. However, you also have to understand that so many of us that are in game are coming from places in which we lack, right? So maybe we are lacking social skills, we're lacking charisma, we're lacking a killer instinct to actually go for polls, to really push for numbers, we're lacking persistence, we're lacking these different things, right? And so thus being yourself and doing what feels the most natural is not always what you want to be doing. And so I almost think it's more dangerous for guys that have been in the game for 2 years, 3 years, to advance almost than it is, or difficult, dangerous, whatever you want to say, than it is for guys early on, right? Because early on, you're constantly kind of reinventing yourself. You're going from maybe this antisocial kind of guy to now being a social creature, right? So back to what I said a minute ago, the definition of insanity being doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? You tend to fall into this place where you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're just thinking that it's going to work. Now, what you're really doing there, when you keep doing that, is you're just going and hoping that you're going through your day game sessions, and you're hoping that you just come across the girl that this is going to work on, right? You don't want to hope to come across the girl that this is going to work on. You are the common denominator here. You want to make sure that the style of your game is going to be working on all the girls, working on every different type of girl, every different character type, okay? Now, how do you reinvent yourself? Okay, so how do you reinvent your game, so to speak, right? So if you're constantly going up and doing direct openers because you feel as though it's hard for you to transition from doing an indirect opener into actually laying out some intent, or as I like to talk about it here on the channel, the big bang of sexuality, right? If that's what you're doing, just going direct over and over again because it seems easier, it feels more natural for you, then don't do that anymore. Then use some indirect openers. Believe me when I tell you that I have infield of me sleeping with girls that I used indirect openers for, and vice versa. If you're using only indirect openers and then you're getting to a place where maybe you're not laying out that intent at all, then start using some direct openers. Diversify your game, okay? If you're a guy that's normally talking a little monotone and you think that maybe when you're talking to girls, you're, being a little boring, then take a little note from these videos where I'm kind of being a little loud and crazy and, I try to, project some positive energy and some exciting energy to get you to want to watch these and to be able to internalize them. Take a little bit of that and sprinkle that into your game. Go against your natural habit energy in order to become a higher version of yourself. Now, an example that I had to do to reinvent myself is this is really my natural state, kind of getting overly excited, getting overly enthusiastic, kind of like freaking out. So something that I had to do to reinvent myself both in night game and day game is I had to tone it back a little bit, okay? It didn't come natural for me to just speak very smooth and calmly to women. It didn't come very natural for me to have sort of a seductive tone to my voice when I'm talking to them, making hard eye contact with them. So these were things that I had to then implement into my game that did not come natural. And so many of you guys are only doing the thing that feels the easiest, only doing the thing that feels the most natural. Bust into different character types of yourself. Again, if you are more like me, more of an enthusiastic, bombastic, kind of outgoing, kind of crazy fucking dude, tone it back a little bit. If you're a little too quiet, which is way more of what I see, spice it up a little bit. Curse a little more. Say a little crazier shit. Be a little more sexual with the girls, you know? Always just be breaking the patterns, reinventing yourself, and then developing that toolbox. I'm always talking about your bag of tools that you want to take out with you out into the field, right? These different reference experiences that you've had, experiences to refer back to, where now, oh yeah, I have the tool for that now. A girl brings up New York City. She says, I say, oh, what, you know, she says, I'm from New York City. I say, oh, what part? I go, oh, you ever been to Soft Swerve? How do you know Soft Swerve? Boom. It's a fucking tool in my toolbox now, right? You're busting out these different things that you know how to say, different ways that you know how to behave when you are dealing with different women, all right? And you know, again, yes, you definitely want to have an air of being authentic to yourself, but you also want to be able to adapt. You want to be like water, right? And you want to be able to adapt to the cup, to the bowl, right? Be like water, okay? Reinvent yourself, take a hard look, be self-aware, look at your game, figure out what it is that you're doing wrong and eliminate it, figuring out what is working and capitalizing upon it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. My day game course Thrive is dropping this April 18th. It's going to be the greatest day game course in the entire world.